Alright guys, so this is the NASCAR Cup Series Coke Zero Sugar 400 race review, and like I said from my short video last night's race was one of the most craziest Coke Zero 400 races I've ever watched as a NASCAR fan, like on actual television. Like I've been a fan of the sport for 7 years, and of all the Coke Zero 400s I've watched in that 7 years, this has to be the craziest. Because for starters, the racing in stage one was phenomenal. The racing was absolutely satisfying in stage one. And it was three wide action for the majority. For over half of stage one, it was three wide action. Oh, and by the way, Michael McDowell and Todd Gilliland were, and the front row teammates swept the front row. And that's the first time in their history that they've swept the front row. And Fords, they were dominant in last night's race. They were dominant. They swept the stages and ended up winning this race. So, yeah, if you guys want to know who my pick to win this race was, it was Joey Logano. He had the fastest car in this race, and Joey Logano has won at least one stage in this. Has at least one stage in the past, like what? Past like five Coke Zero Sugar 400 races since 2019. So yeah, and Logano was also good at super speedways, and like that's why Logano was my pick to win last night. And he was really good. He was one of the, if not one of the if the top one of the top three, four, five fastest cars in the race last night. And so stage one was won by Josh Berry. He took it away from Logano on the final lap of stage number one. And then stage two, we gotta talk about some of the incidents now. Daniel Suarez had some sort of mechanical issue where the car literally just caught on fire, like it legit caught on fire, and he was able to get out all right. But I don't know really what happened. Maybe it's an electronic issue, mechanical issue. I don't know, but it came from the back and under the car. So yeah, that was weird, a little weird, but yeah, stage two, we we had some more racing, three wide action, and then it was like what, like just under halfway in stage two, we get the big one on the backstretch. It was like a push gone wrong from the seven of Corey LaJoy, and then it was just on from there, guys. Kyle Larson was in it, Noah Gragson was, um, Martin Truex Jr. had some damage from that. Yeah, obviously LaJoy was in it. So, and unfortunately, it took out my guy Denny Hamlin. And this week it's been a rough week to be a Denny Hamlin fan right now. It's been a rough week to be a Denny Hamlin fan, like I said. So, man, first we get the L2 penalty, and now this. So it is what it is. You just get those rough weeks. So. Yeah, Chase Elliott was involved in that one too. He was one of the ones that ended up not continuing after that. Almost half of the field was involved in that big crash on the backstretch. Like so, over half the field. So yeah, and then after that big crash on the back straightaway, we get another caution for like a few instances at the same time. Eric Jones having a tire down. Shane Van Gisbergen's engine expired and like came out with a whole bunch of smoke. So yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen was up there. He was running, believe inside the top 10. I'm not so sure, but he was running up there in the top 15, and his engine ended up expiring. So that sucks for Shane Van Gisbergen. He'll be racing full time for Trackhouse. He'll be racing full time in the number 88 car. So yeah, I'm excited for Shane Van Gisbergen. He'll get to be in that full. He'll be in a full time Cup Series ride next year. Looking forward to see what he can do. So, yeah, stage two was won by Joey Logano. He was able to hold off the field to win that stage, and really, I mean, really where fuel came in was stage three, the final stage. And yeah, we saw fuel savings, but drivers were still going all out. Like drivers were still going all out in stage three, and then I don't think we even got a single green flag pit stop in this race. I don't think we even got a single green flag pit stop. Then we have John Nemechek spinning out. off of the 5 of Kyle Larson, which Larson, he was aggressive. He was aggressive last night as well. So he was up there making some moves as well, making moves and being aggressive. So yeah, and then after that final set of a final pit stop that led to the final 16 laps of last night's race, this was where drama or chaos ensued. With just under 10 laps to go, Austin Cindric was pushing McDowell heading into turn one, and then Cindric, I guess, got the push, and then McDowell got squirrely, and McDowell went around and near flipped into turn one and two, collecting Logano, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, like almost that whole entire feet pack got caught up in that, and yeah, just that was that wild ride for Michael McDowell. Man, how it looked was almost like Tony Stewart's 2012 Talladega Talladega near flip, well, flip airborne wreck. So yeah, but glad he's all right. Glad Michael McDowell is okay. And yeah, so that race for McDowell, it was his last chance to make it to the playoffs. Last ditch effort to make it to the playoffs because we got Darlington next week, and man, it's a tough break for Michael McDowell. Joey Logano, he got caught up in this one too, and yeah, both 2311 racing cars. Larson was in it. Bowman got a piece, and just wow, what a ride for Michael McDowell that he took. Now let's get down to the final 3 laps where Cindric and Josh Berry were leading, and then with less than 2 laps to go, contact ensues, and Josh Berry, oh my goodness, this is 2 years in a row we've seen a Storehouse car take some sort of wild ride at Daytona in the summer race, and yeah, Josh Berry went airborne, went on his roof, skidded down, and hit the inside wall hard, and that's heating, and his car just spins around like a top, so that was a scary ride for Josh Berry. I'm glad he's okay, dude. Mostly the impact mostly that inside wall impact is what scared me the most. Daytona did repave the backstretch, and if there was still grass there, he would have gone for a much more wilder ride than that. So, yeah, I'm glad Josh Berry is okay, dude. That flip was absolutely just that. Oh my goodness. Like inside wall impact upside down is what really like scared me the most. But at these speeds, like NASCAR has tried like there's like a shark fin that they added to help keep the cars on the ground. Listen, at these speeds, what can you do at this point, right? It's super speedway racing. Stuff like this is just gonna happen. So yeah. I'm glad Josh Berry is okay. I'm glad he's okay. And then we get down to the overtime. Kyle Busch, Kyle Busch and Harrison Burton were on the front row, and Kyle Busch, man, what I keep saying that this was, in my opinion, his last chance to make the playoffs. He made the most of it today. Made most of it last night. He did all that he could do. He evaded all of the wrecks. I'm sure he and Harrison Burton, Parker Retzloff maybe, were the only guys that didn't even get involved in a single accident. So yeah, Kyle Busch, it was looking like Kyle Busch was going to take the dub, but going down the backstretch, we got Christopher Bell behind Kyle Busch and Parker Retzloff and Harrison Burton on the outside. And what do you know? Parker Retzloff gets a great push to Harrison Burton that gives Harrison Burton the lead down into turn number 3, and Harrison Burton coming out of turn 4, able to block Kyle Busch. Did go down below the yellow line though, but Harrison Burton playoff upset. Out of all the upsets I've seen, like this has to be the most biggest upset that I have witnessed and as an upset winner in NASCAR that I've witnessed in quite a while. So it's been since I think the biggest one since then was Justin Haley back in 2019, the Daytona Coke 400 winner. But he didn't even qualify for the playoffs though. But Harrison Burton, this win qualifies him for the playoffs. Oh my goodness. This guy didn't even do anything this season. He was the last driver full time in points. He was 34th in the standings, and now he gets the win, and now he's in the playoffs. Wow. Guys, I am not a fan of the winning urine system. I'm not taking any credit away from Harrison Burton here. Congratulations to you, man. That win was absolutely amazing, man. Just a special moment. Wood Brothers 100th win. Their last win was Pocono 2017 with Ryan Blaney, and just what a win for Harrison Burton and that number 21 team. Man, what a storybook win! What a storybook win, especially for the Burton family. Um, I know, I know Jeff Burton. He was celebrating in the NBC booth, and just wow, what a win for the family there. Congratulations to Harrison Burton once again. But let me tell you what, this completely shakes up the playoff standings, and now if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for another driver that was, below the cut line, then one, Bubba Wallace would be above the playoff cut line. But instead, he's like minus 21 points below the cut line, I think. Like over minus 20 points below the cut line. So, yeah, he's 21 points, and Ross Chastain's not far behind him. He's minus 27. So, so currently looking at the playoff picture, Martin Truex Jr., man, he's 2 points away from virtually being locked in on points. If Truex can just have if Truex next week, if he can just have a clean race, he'll be in the playoffs. Now, I can't really say about that for Ty Gibbs and Chris Buescher as well. They can't afford to get a DNF in this race. They can't afford it. Now we got Bubba Wallace and Chastain. They could realistically still point their way in, but it's going to be very difficult. And especially Chris Buescher almost won here back in the spring. So it's hard, man. I really wanted Bubba Wallace to make it to the playoffs this year, guys. I really do. It's gonna suck not seeing him in the playoffs this year. Oh, gut punching there, but so yeah, Harrison Burton though, a guy that didn't even do really anything this season, like I said, is now in the playoffs. And realistically, his best chance to make it to the round of 12 is Atlanta. And with the way I've seen with the Fords and how good they've been on super speedways, there's a possibility that he could have a really good day at Atlanta and maybe even win. That would be chaotic. So, yeah, again, not taking any credit away from Harrison Burton there. Congratulations to you, man. Just wow, this win shakes up the playoff standings completely. Fords were dominant. Well, Fords were dominant. The Fords were the leading manufacturer. Justin Haley led laps. And yeah, overall, all the Fords were up front at some point. So yeah, and yeah, that's about it, guys. Kyle Busch, man. Oh, he was so close, dude. He was so close. So close. Just didn't get the push. Just did not get the push from the inside lane that he needed. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Congratulations to Harrison Burton. Wow, we had crazy wrecks last night. Man, this has to be, like I said, this in my opinion is the craziest Coke Zero Sugar 400 I've watched in 7 years of being a NASCAR fan. So, I'm gonna give this race a 9.5 out of 10, 9.5. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10 is what I'm gonna be ranking this race. So yeah, what do you guys think about this Coke Zero Sugar 400 race? Let me know in the comments below. And anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.